Hi everyone, this is Anne. Thanks for joining me for my second video in this three-part video series on how to speed read people and identify a toxic man. In my previous video, I covered some highlights with hand reading and what to look out for when you're dating or whether you're with a man for a long time and you're wondering whether that person has some negative traits that might be raising a few red flags for you. What you need to be wary of, it's not to quickly judge someone. It's really just to allow you to look at all these three things that techniques I'll be discussing, just so you're more discerning. And then you have to watch behaviours over time and just see whether they match up and just be wary of them. And of course, as you know, people can change very quickly. It's all about self-reflection and awareness and whether they change and if they're capable of change. So in this session, I'll be talking about face reading. Now, face reading, like palmistry, is a very ancient art. It goes back 2,000 years in many cultures. It's cross-cultural. It has two elements which I'll go into. One is about face features and the other one is about face language. Now, before I start, I'd like to acknowledge the work of an author or a face reading expert called Barbara Roberts. She wrote a very good book called How to Know Anyone at a Glance, and she's been doing this for many decades. So let's first go into face language. What to look out for. Say you're on a date and you're sitting opposite your date and you're noticing how he's talking and looking at his face. Now, what I need to emphasize, you need to look at the whole face, not just one particular feature, and look for patterns. So say he's talking and he's putting his hand over his mouth when he's talking. What does that mean? That really means that he might be blocking the truth. Another thing you need to look out for is if he's looking at you in the eyes when he's talking, or he might be looking away or down, then you know that person might be telling a lie. And another really good thing to look for comes from a concept called neuro-linguistic programming. We know accessing information from the right and the left side of the brain. Say, for example, if we look up to the right, we're accessing information. And when we look up to the left, we're accessing information from the past. So when someone's talking to you and they're looking up to the right, looking up to the left, and looking up to the right, and so forth, that might indicate that they're telling you a story or they're making it up and they're lying. So that's to do with the way, our eyes move. A second one is to look at the eyes themselves. Now, if someone has a very prominent white part of the under part of the eye, just around here, it's very prominent and it's compared to the upper part of the eye. This may indicate someone who might be emotionally unraveling internally and might show emotional instability. Now, with face reading, obviously there are traits we're born with. There are traits that have arisen over time due to life experience, but also we may have changed part of our face through surgery or Botox. You need to take it all to account. And looking at someone's eye and seeing this might indicate at that point in the time in their life they may be going emotionally unraveling. But obviously that can change over time as well. Now, the third thing you need to look for is if you see at the top of the nose a very deep horizontal crease. This may indicate, just between the eyes at the top of the nose, this may indicate someone who could potentially have unresolved anger issues that you need to be wary of. So that's it from me, just a short video with a few tips. Like I said, look for patterns. Face reading is a vast topic. There are many things you can tell by just looking at the face and people's behaviours. And also it's really important, ladies, when you're out on a date or whether you're with someone, is not just look at, hear the words that they're saying of endearment, but also look at their behaviours over time. In my next video, I'll be going further into psychology, some basic behaviours which may indicate you might be with a narcissistic, toxic man that you need to be wary of. And I look forward to joining you then. See you. Till next time. Bye.